music in the background too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it.
You have to, because everybody else around you is. I feel I even do no tree this year. That's how
Me
bad it
either.
is. But if you have little ones, it's like you're almost forced to do it. But I still didn't do it. I was gonna wait till the trees cost dollar because they're way too expensive right now.
When is that going to be? Tell me,
The
please, because
week
I
of,
want to.
the week of, the week
Okay.
of. If you
Okay.
buy it the week of Christmas, like days before,
Yeah.
cheap, cheap, cheap. They're cheap.
Really? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
they want to get rid of them. There's nothing they could do with them after Christmas Day.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you buy it, it's like 60, 70% off days
Oh, okay.
before. And I'll just keep it up until
Tell
this.
it like the six or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just till about the 6. Call it a
Okay.
day. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I didn't get none this year. Last year, I paid $300 for a dress. And you know what?
Excuse me. Whew, that's a whole spa treatment. What?
Real. Real. Well, I didn't. Sorry. Let me correct my. Well, I mean, the two become one. So, yeah. Two, it was two something, close to three.
Oh wow.
Like 275. I'm like, no, I ain't doing that this year.
Mm. Okay.
So here we go. There are many shows, none like free your mind, none like free your mind. Yikes! Star 106 hits. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of your Wellness Wednesday. We're in for the mental check once again. Of course, today's show being powered by, I got to say thank you to the Cleveland Clinic. Thank you to the farm. They're getting ready. I'll tell you what they're doing. A big old grand opening again. I'll tell you about that. Thank you to CFAL, Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Pinder Tile. Thank you to Grace Kennedy Money Services, Western Union. Thank you to KFC, Muffler World, and of course, Solomon's. All right. Good to be in your company as always. Let me see who's here. 106.5 on the FM band. Thank you so much. Channel 976 on cable. And of course, to the Facebook faithfuls. The doc is in the house. All right. She joins us once again. Is this our final for the year? Is this like the
It is.
Dr. E? Good evening to you.
Good evening. It have to be our final for the year because I am practicing what I preach, which means I gotta be off too for a few days, gotta regroup, get ready to be mentally prepared for the new year. And for therapists, holidays are an interesting time because after holidays, we know it's a lot of work. So
Really?
Everyone's gonna be around their family.
So
That
what
is
do you,
the trigger, the number one trigger for most mental health issues, just issues. I didn't say diagnosis, from issues, because you have that family member that either their presence is a lot, or the fact that somebody is going to make that very insensitive comment about your weight, your relationship status, how you
ooh,
parent your child,
yeah,
or the fact that your parents have these expectations of you. It's a lot, yeah. It's that's why I need a break before it
yeah,
riles
but
back up.
why do people subject themselves to what can be mentally stressful in the name of, oh, it's Christmas? Like, I mean, why?
Because we have been socialized to see it like as a family time, a gathering, and especially in our culture where we pride ourselves on being such a Christian nation, and the reason for the season being the birth of Christ and that stuff. I literally, right before this, I just got off with a client, a couple, and I told them, I said, I am giving you full permission this year to get
Uh-huh.
on a plane
And go.
without notice and go. I said, because a lot of things have happened for you guys this year, on top of like grief and loss, but
I
as well as the fact that you guys just are newly married. And if you want your first holiday to just be you two, do not feel the pressure to show up to any family party, any birthday, to buy a present. I said, if y'all two want to go somewhere for 48 hours and lay in the bed and crack jokes or cry together or order room service, then do that. Like, it does not have to be what you've been accustomed to your whole life. And I think that's our issue. We get into these habits and have never questioned why we do it. This is the same thing that happens every year. And because people even ask me like, oh, you know, it's the holidays, you're gonna be with your family. I said, why would you assume that? Like, what?
yes, that's
Why would that be the assumption that
yeah.
this has to happen that way? And I think that people, I'm fascinated always by the fact of, especially the families with secrets, who still expect that the perpetrator and the survivor sit next to each other and share a meal and act as if nothing happened.
Girl,
I
you
especially
know,
want to encourage those people this year:
stay home.
stay home, or if you decide you're showing up, flip the table and let the family secret out. It's too
Ah,
much. Like, stop it.
eh, that's it. That's
Make
it.
a decision. Make the family make a decision. I actually have a client who did that, who was like, look, like, this is my boundary this year. I do not want to be around those perpetrators, so I am not going. If you decide to go, then our relationship is going to be in a different situation. And yeah.
It's funny.
Mhm.
You, I gotta watch you. I got a call just today.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Yeah. About a mother, who is between a rock and a hard place, simply
Mhm.
because she called me to find out if I was invited to the wedding, right? And I said yes. And I said, you know what? She's like, I'm going to need you there. And I said,
Hmm?
why? I mean, I'd love to come, but she's like, no, you don't understand. She says, remember now, the person who messed with my daughter, this is the first time we are going to see him since whatever, whatever. And he's invited because he's the actual brother of the groom, right?
Mhm.
Here's the problem though. Her daughter, after now just telling her as an adult, this happened to her when she was 12, she's now
Okay.
7, right? She swore, she asked her mom to swear that she would not do anything about it now. She claims that she's fine, which she's not, but she knows once her brother's death. So she's like, you're gonna have to be to the wedding because I don't know, because she's made me swear that I'm going to just hold her secret and we try to work through it together through
Mhm.
therapy. They're in the US, right? Then
Okay.
um Yeah, so she's now saying she don't know how she's gonna react when she sees this person. So she needs me there to do the restraining if needs be.
In that situation, because the survivor is doing the work and that's where her boundary is now, for that, yes, everyone would have to respect it. Now, if it was the mother saying that to keep the family peace, then
No,
I would have a
no,
problem. But
no.
if it's the person who actually was the victim of the person and they have requested that and it's
That's
in their
rough.
best interest,
Yeah, but mentally now the mother is a wreck. She's a wreck. You know what it
yeah,
is? When you're a parent, you are always in flight mode. You
yeah.
understand? You will tear the head off of anyone who has
Yeah.
violated your child. Like me, I'd sit pretty and take beautiful mugshots. I would. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
smile for the
smile,
camera.
smile. No,
Yes.
but I think that you know what I was going to do if I was that mother, and I don't want to give the mother any suggestions, but what I would do is I was going to act the way my daughter
Request.
asked to be respectful, but at one point. Y'all wasn't gonna see me, but I was gonna go up to him and say, "I know, and you better watch out." Like my message, I was gonna whisper something that he would want to leave. Like
Yes.
I'm not gonna be the one who's uncomfortable or who's no longer going to spaces. I was gonna say something to him in a
But you saying that that's premeditated. When you actually see this person, that whole spiel that you had planned to say, you may very well, and I know this young lady, she will lose it. She couldn't do that.
then this one's going to be tough because here's what's going to happen. She's going to react. Then the
Yes.
brothers are going to say, "Well, what happened?" And it's
Yes.
going to be a brawl.
Yes.
So they're going to have to figure out if
Oh God.
going is the right situation or staying. Maybe they go, but maybe they have to, if she feels that she's going to get out of herself and she wants to respect her daughter, then she's going to have to say, okay, baby, we got to go. Like, this is as much as mommy could do because
You can't.
that's a hard situation when now parents find out like years later. It's a very
Yes.
tough situation because they're also blaming themselves, like
Yes.
why what
Yes,
did I
she
not
is.
do,
She
how did
is.
I not see. But the
Yes.
problem is a lot of perpetrators are very, very manipulative in making the victim feel like they can't do anything about it or they should not say anything about it. And so don't beat yourself up because the level of manipulation I've heard that comes from them, it's to a level where like I every now and then I go back to my niece and nephews and be like, hey, nobody, let me just tell you all the things people could say, and then come tell your auntie because nobody. I constantly tell them, no one can mess with me. No one. I'm
You're
afraid of
bad at it.
nobody.
Yeah.
I said I'm not afraid of anybody, and so if anyone ever tells you, and I tell them that constantly because I want them to know that the messages and the little things you will hear people say that there's nothing that they could say that should make them afraid to ever come and feel safe enough to say something.
Real.
And so I would encourage everybody to keep constantly reminding their children about that because the level of manipulation has increased. So
Intensify.
it has intensified. So your level of reiteration of safety
Hmm.
needs to intensify just as much. And it shouldn't happen one time. Don't have one conversation with your children. Have conversations at least once a quarter because the level is changing. And like, let's not even talk about these teachers in schools.
We're going to take a break. You're back in the corner once again. That's your first corner for the day. You always end up in the corner. I tell you. Dr. E's in the house, people. We're going to take a quick break, find out what's happening traffic wise. Got our eye in the sky traffic report, followed by more of your mental health check on a Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, right here on the Star. Afternoon, my personally afternoon look at traffic. What you saying about the teachers now, miss?
Look, I'll just say this.
God.
There are some great teachers out there who want the best not only for their students, but who will go and spend their last dollars that they don't make enough of to
Yeah,
provide for those
yeah,
students.
Hamilton. I
But
got
there are
one.
some that use their position of power to manipulate students. I think I even read another case that came across the courts like a few weeks ago
Yeah, yeah.
about some member. I don't even think it was a teacher. It was like somebody on the administrative staff or something that was using their position of power. So we still gotta make sure that we are educating everybody.
And you know what makes it worse, sis? These children don't even look like damn children no more.
No, they gotta watch. I don't know what's in these hormones in the food, but
Children don't look like children anymore.
no, and because everyone did not grow up with healthy sexual knowledge, people's desires are very premature and are because a result of you're looking at just external things, people assume that's what they're attracted to. They see
Yeah.
the hair look away
Yes.
or
Yes.
the chest area being developed or the hips widening and they're attracted to that. And so sometimes we all need to question what is it that I'm actually attracted to and why? And is that appropriate for my age? Because
God.
the
It's
level of
rough.
sickness right now is
It's on an all-time high.
it is. It's a lot. This is why people need to watch how they procreate because you got to deal with a lot these days.
Yes, man. Oh, Jesus, it didn't start. Hold on. Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh my God, it's so sickening.
Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Right here for Today Worldwide Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. Every care in the world. Learn more at clevelandclinic.org/care.
Get ready, Nassau. The flavor revolution is here. Introducing the grand opening of the Farm Restaurant and Bar. December 15th, the Farm Restaurant and Bar becomes your go-to destination for a down-home dining experience. From 12 to 1, luncheon and dessert. Whether it's casual indoors or a charming evening under the stars, the Farm offers both. Beautiful beef every Friday and Saturday with our sensational hot bands. Dance, time, and time. And that's not all. They come to us and see the cake and breakfast menu every Saturday and Sunday. And for those that like to work Sunday nights for the front folks, showing DJ Ram live as you take a beautiful journey. Don't miss out. December 15th, Texas Print, Talent Print, and Come Join Us. The grand opening of the Bar, Restaurant and Bar, Auction Road. December 15th, see you at the opening of the Bar, Restaurant and Bars.
Ready to save? You can earn $100 at the seatbelt savings expression and make sure your money keeps going. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because
All right, here we go, guys.
growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Wellness Wednesday. Dr. E is in the house, and Doctor, we as we get closer to the actual Christmas day, we're already in the season, the Yuletide
Mm-hmm.
season. Um, there's a lot of pressure. You
Yeah.
know, one thing for people to say, you know what, I'm not gonna fall into the pressure. I'm not gonna be, moved by everything that everybody else is doing. But not everybody's built for it tough. You know what I mean? Some people will fall to the, fall to the pressure and buy what they don't have, um,
Right.
spend what they don't have just in order to, make everybody else happy. How do you mentally prepare yourself for the next, what is it, 12 days,
Mm-hmm.
to do you?
I think one of the first things people have to do is sit and be honest about where their financial situation is and how realistic are their expectations for the season. One of the things I like for parents, what I encourage you to do is tell your children now what you can and can't do. And I know parents don't like to tell children that, but for instance, I spoke to a client yesterday about this, and they have three kids, and I said, financially, I know you're not in a financial situation to do maybe what you would have done 2 years ago, right? We're all living in a post-pandemic economic situation that is continuing to get horrendous by the day. So I said, what if you told your kids, hey, you can make a list, but this year, mommy can only guarantee that I can maybe get you one item off the list. So mark your top three things, and I will try and I will get you one of those things off the list, and give them like budgets. I found that children, once they know what to expect, then they're not usually acting out because of thinking that everything is always going to remain the same.
Exactly.
And even if, and a great idea to have, maybe you don't have as much, maybe you can't even offer them a list this year. Take them to the dollar stores now that they're the $2 stores because things have gone up. And sometimes something as simple as giving them, like telling them, hey, you get
Go
5 minutes
wild.
and you could pick out like three things. They are so excited about that, not
Excuse me, ma'am. Let me
understanding.
cut you. Let me cut you. Not Bahamian insurance. Sorry. Come again.
That's the problem then. Why is that not fun? I do that all the time, my niece and nephews. I say, hey, y'all go crazy. Y'all can pick out anything y'all want. Y'all get 10 minutes. And they be so excited because in their mind, this is just access to stuff.
Yeah.
And so you have to teach them the different levels of access to stuff. The other thing is when it comes to partners, if you're a new couple or you're a couple who's saving for some bigger goal, maybe you
Yes.
decide this year that, you know what, we're going to forego our normal Christmas gifts, or we're going to have this budget, set a budget for the gift and go within that budget, right? Like every year, workplaces, they'll do stuff like Secret Santas and stuff like that. Every time there's a budget. The
Yes.
same thing can happen with a couple and say, hey, we can only buy within $50 if we have $50. Maybe it's something for $20. You got to get creative and think about what you can do within that means for your partner. We always think it has to be something bought. When's the last time you sat down and wrote a love letter, or when's the last time you made a homemade card for somebody,
Girl,
right?
where you live?
Look, this is the problem. We just think that going to a store and buying something is the only way to create a connection with somebody else. Then we don't actually know how to have real relationships,
You're
because
right.
relationships takes more than just going to a store and buying something. Anybody go to a store and buy something.
Real.
You got to have a plan. I just told a client, look, if you're not feeling it this year, tell the workplace you do not want to participate in Secret Santa, and that is
Yes.
okay. And if they don't understand that, first of all, we need to respect the fact that people have different holiday or religious practices
Religious,
or
yes.
personal practices that they don't want to do it.
Yes.
I think that's the other thing. We assume that
Pressure.
everybody, right?
It's a lot
We
of
have this
pressure.
societal pressure, and we think that everybody practices the same thing. There are a lot of people who don't celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
None of it.
none of it.
Birthday,
Right.
none. Yeah.
So first of all, you need to ask the person, what are they interested? Would this kind of violate any belief or boundary that they have before you decide to go forward?
True.
I mean, I was a person who grew up. I was never really into the Secret Santa thing, and I think I was never into that just because, unless it's funny, like White Elephant. I always liked White Elephant. I thought that was funny, where you'd have some random gift and you just exchange it without knowing who it's for,
Yeah.
because it was fun and it created a game, right? And that provided connection. But this whole Secret Santa thing, it's why. I mean, you don't have to do it. And workplaces, it's okay. If that person doesn't want to participate, it does not mean that they're not an employee who has like teamwork issues. Maybe they just don't want to participate. It's not their thing. It is not their
No,
thing.
that's not how we look at it. His cheap self.
Now, look, you can't be trying to do something cheap if all year you've done nothing now. Now, I ain't talking to y'all people, because some of y'all just cheap. That's the difference. There are
No,
some
but
of
let's
y'all who
say,
just cheap.
let us say, he has a goal, or, he's strapped. You don't know his financial situation. You don't know what's going on in his life or her life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that
Mm-hmm.
would be what's insinuated. Just cheap.
But you got to be honest, right? So I've seen a lot of videos lately on social media where women are out there with these expectations of like where are they going for dates,
Oh, you
and
saw the one with
also
the Cheesecake Factory, right?
no, but there was another one after. I saw a girl like this week or last week who said that she only liked a certain level of dining, and then the guy took it and she was eating like she was a horse. That's the only thing I could describe it as,
Right, right,
because it
right.
was it,
Cheers.
right. You can't expect to go to five-star dining when you don't know which fork is a salad fork and which one is for your entree.
Right,
Okay, I just want to put that out there.
right,
Like
right, right, right.
when y'all have these expectations, and then it was funny because when the guy was like, "But yet you want to go in a Shein dress," I could not stop laughing, because
Ooh.
if your dress only costs $5 to $10, but you want to go to a restaurant that costs 500, they are making a point,
Yeah,
ladies.
there's a point.
There's a point there. And so the other thing is, if you dating somebody who you cannot share your financial situation with, y'all in problems already. Y'all are in problems, because we know finances is the number one thing that breaks people apart. And some of y'all set expectations in these
Too
situations
high.
where you can't maintain. Gotta
Sean,
stop doing that.
Sean says, I'm gonna write a love letter this year. If I get killed, his wife did it. Look how you
You know
said.
what, Sean? I think your wife is going to appreciate the very intimate sentiment of that letter, because you're going to mention things that were from years ago, or those little things that will make her feel ooey gooey inside. Okay, I don't think that she would want to be in a jumpsuit. That's not great.
So let me ask you something. Do you think that person should even suggest what it is they want? Like, that's a great idea. You know what, hon? Don't buy me
Oh
nothing. Write me a
yes,
letter. Let me know how you still feel about me.
yes, I believe in that, because there are some people. We always know that one person I like who cannot pick right, do gifts well. You have that one person always who's just poor planning, poor execution. So I believe in suggesting the gift that you are interested in, but I also believe in suggesting things of varying like levels, right? If you
Yes.
know your person cannot afford like the David Yurman that you want,
So
maybe you see another piece of costume jewelry that you like just as much that they may be able to, or you suggest something in addition to that. Like I think you should give people levels of ideas, that it shouldn't all be high end. It shouldn't all, you know what I mean? Like give them suggestions of things you would want. I love a gift card. People think that's so impersonal.
personal.
I love a gift card.
Me
Actually, it
too.
was so funny the other
Me
day.
too.
One of my friend's son, he is 6. Actually, no, he just turned 7. He said when somebody asked him what he want, he told I think his godmother asked him what he wanted for his birthday. He said, "Can you just get me a gift card? That way I can go to the store and get what I want."
Yes.
I thought that was. I said, she was like, "Why would he do that?" I said, that's my people, because I
Yeah.
love that. I don't want you. I feel like that is personal to know that you may not get it right, and I would really appreciate the ability to do it myself.
Yeah. No. What do you do when you get something that you don't like? You gotta. It takes too much acting. Too many acting
Yes.
skills.
Oh my gosh, I can remember getting gifts.
Thanks.
Oh, like let me don't call stuff out, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
there are certain gifts I got that I'm just tell the truth. I actually remember I knew this how a relationship wasn't gonna work when the person bought me a particular gift. I was like, yeah, there ain't no way. Ain't no way this could work. Because the fact that you thought that I would like that, we on the wrong track, buddy.
It was
We
that
just on
bad.
we on the wrong track. I think you get to a certain point in your life where you know yourself well enough and you're like, it was and it was, let me tell you, it was a nice gift. It was a nice gift, right? But I just knew that the person didn't know me well enough to think that I would like that.
I wonder
And
what it is, but
it was nice. Let me tell you this, it was name brand too. And I was like, oh, ooh. I was so excited to see the box, and then I opened it. I was like, oh. I didn't
wow.
remember to like catch I literally said therapist face. I
Not therapist face. Wow, we're putting you back in the corner again. Back in the corner, Dr. E. My goodness gracious. We're going to take a quick break right here. You know what it is, the wellness check on a Wednesday right here on the Star.
Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope.
Especially if it's a piece of clothing, just because it's name brand don't mean it's nice. Oh,
No,
love
look,
price.
I telling you, the gift was in. What about color is that box? Orange box, you know those boxes? And it was. I was so nice to. I was like, "What is my first box from that place?" And then I was like,
Ah,
when I opened the box, I was like,
yikes.
"Oh, this ain't gonna work."
See there, thanks. See there, thanks. Oh, you should see there. You shouldn't have.
Because they were like, "Oh, are you excited? Do you like it?" And I was like, "Oh, this is different."
That's it.
Because I was thinking, where's like the gift receipt so I go back and get something else like I would wear all the time? Because then the other thing is the person is expecting you to wear it.
Yes,
And
dear.
I was like, if you even look at my style, like it's very, there's certain things I'm really simple with when it comes to, and it was jewelry. It was like, my jewelry is usually a little simple, especially if you could spend that level of money.
I like this, Anya. I wish people would start gifting airline tickets or travel vouchers.
All
I'm gonna
day.
give me a gift card and leave out of John Bull.
Look, my love language is travel. So I would be, give me a trip, give
It's
me
so
money
funny she
towards a
say that.
trip.
I was thinking, do you specifically say you want it from, like, you'd say going places travel, or one place? Because if everybody give you $100, $50, 20, it needs to be at that one place. So just give me the money towards travel, or I don't know. We got to figure out how do you word that. Give me it from one particular place.
Right. You could buy gift cards from
There we
like
go. Hold on,
different.
hold on. Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Free your mind. We are, preparing for the holiday. It's fast approaching, and the pressure is on. Now, when it comes to buying gifts, if you're able to afford it, you do it. If you can't, you just simply don't. Be creative. Make something. What happened to the days? Listen, I could recall I remember the transitional point when we moved from the trees from the pine yard, growing up in
Mhm.
Grand Bahama. Every year was a pine tree. We had them. We go in the forest and we
Mhm.
would cut those trees. I remember the first time we got a real one. Um, and you know what? I was quite fine, and I think I would still be fine with the pine
Mhm.
tree because those used to get some really nice fluffy ones.
And they probably smell so good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you see,
But
if you think back to it, we really appreciate those things that are sentimental, like the
girl,
free tree that you have to cut down.
Girl, we used to even paint the pine cones and
Oh, that's
string them up. Yes, we made our
see,
ornaments.
see
Those
that
days are
that's what
gone.
we need to go back to. Like those things, like if these kids now don't even want to go outside, they're probably like tree. We need to go. We need to go. We need to do that. Like stuff like that. Like
Uh,
decorating together or having some tradition. Maybe that's what families do this year. Instead of spending money, figure out a tradition that you would want to do. Since everyone usually has a day or two off, find something that you would do together. If that's sitting down and watching a movie as a unit, if that is you know what? As an adult, I still like coloring. Like color together. It's actually therapeutic. It's part of art therapy. Um, yeah, as a family, you could do something like that. If that means y'all
I can
go
knock.
bake something.
I'm gonna knock Anya out. Anya says, "Give me a gas card. Give me a food voucher." She goes as far as even saying, "Put $50 on my light bill."
Look,
Practical.
those are what? Those are so personal and intimate gifts. You gotta start. She suggested first the airline thing.
Yes,
Everybody wants to travel, or some people like to travel more than others. Somebody the other day called me a wanderlust. I was like, oh, that is very true. That is very true. So go ahead and say, hey, I know you like to travel. I'm going to buy you some airline miles. I'm going to buy you an airline gift card. You could do that. There are
Yeah.
airlines that sell gift cards.
Okay.
You can go ahead and go to one of those travel agencies and put money towards something. Maybe you can't even afford the whole thing right down and say, hey, I'm going to gift you a cruise. I'm gonna make the down payment,
Down
and
payment.
I'm gonna pay it over time. Like maybe it's a twofold gift. It's a birthday and an anniversary, or Christmas and a birthday gift. You could do something like that. But yes, those are some nice gifts. I heard people complain about how much grocery costs right now.
Yes.
Like, whew, a
Yes.
gift card for like a ham or a turkey or some fish. Whew,
Yes. Fish is expensive. That's a luxury item.
exactly. That just
Yeah.
sounds so sexy to me. Like
Yeah.
people need to think outside of the box.
Yeah, yeah. But I love your idea of taking it back to the basics, writing a letter, making a card.
Oh,
There was nothing more heartwarming now that I look back at it. And I think because we live in a different time, I'm not getting them as much as my mom got them from me. But
mhm.
your class would make you make a Mother's Day card, a Christmas
Yeah,
card, a birthday
yeah,
card. And just the expression
yeah.
on her face every time, every year that she got. And you know what's funny? Even up to her death,
You
she
found them.
had every
Hmm.
last one of them that I can look back at right now in my growing age and look at my kindergarten first card, Christmas card to
Oh.
her. Means that it meant a whole lot. Now you sending them, these kids sending you a WhatsApp, a forward, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Or at school, I realized, I just thought about when you said that, y'all pay so much for school fee for these kids. The least they could do is still allow them to make cards and stuff to send home, because you're paying for the arts and craft supplies anyway.
Those days are done.
No, man, we gotta get
They
back. Oh,
stopped.
they making you pay to come to the Christmas play. That's the funniest one
Oh,
to
oh
me.
yeah. But I think that stops at primary school. And I want to say lower school too. I want to say maybe up to grade 3, because I ain't get no card in grade 4,
Oh,
5, and
on that.
6. I didn't.
Well, see, that's a tradition you could start in your family, where every year the child makes a card for like close family members or somebody, or even
Yeah,
people in the house. Y'all do a card exchange.
yeah,
That's a cool idea to have,
yeah.
because it's something that they can make in their own time. And guess what? We'll even give them, if they want to print it out because they're so
Oh
creative.
no, no,
No,
no.
you
You
want them to
leave,
hand?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I still have the card from my son where he drew, it was just me and him. And it was a stick woman with long hair and red shoes and a black dress. And listen to me, I framed it because
Oh,
that came from the heart. If you look at it, it's like it's just me and you against the world. That's how it was depicted.
yeah.
And it's like, wow. And he was like maybe like 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
but
keep
see,
those.
stuff like
Those are
that.
secrets.
We got to get back to doing stuff like that as units. And people always ask why our systems and everything have changed and the foundation of family. When are we doing the basics? The basics like that. That is a very intimate thing that a child could do for a parent, and they will keep it their whole entire lives. Do it for the grandparents. I
No,
mean,
but
do
you
it
know what?
even for aunts and uncles. Like that's a really cool idea.
Even when adults send flowers, right? And I found this
Hmm.
funny too. Um, a lot of times the florist writes a note, unless you unless
Go there.
you
Right.
demand or insist that you write it and you leave it with them to do.
Hmm.
I find that people keep those as well. That
Yes.
whatever the occasion, I got all of mine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a letter. It's a very very short letter
Hmm.
because
It
everything else is
is. That's true. And we throw away so much things, but we don't throw away the things that have value for us. And usually things that have value for us are the things that are, like you're saying, a piece of paper with some words
yes,
on it,
yep,
because they mean so much to us. Or that picture you got from that person in your life that you've had for years, and
yep,
you keep saying you could frame it, but you know what that picture is if you need to find it, because that
yes,
memory matters so much to
yes.
you. And so when people are saying that they don't know what to do, I think it's that they think about commercial ideas for things. We really got to start thinking outside of the box.
Another idea. Now that we're in this digital age, and we got pictures and we have our memory, overfilled with
Buying space,
pictures.
right? Hmm.
What I did, and especially when you're trying to buy for somebody that have everything, right? You got to think outside the box. What I did, because we don't print pictures anymore. What I did was print a collage of, different
Oh,
stages of the relationship and framed it. This is something, it's a keepsake that you can put on your
yeah,
wall versus, oh, hold on, let me show you this picture real quick. And you're trying to find it. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other I did that in my house as well. I printed a picture book. That's the other idea I love.
Yes.
Like you all those pictures you do have in your phone, we need to print those
I
out
know.
because some of us are out of our minds when we feel like we've lost our phone or we do something and delete an image or something like that. Print them out, keep them for yourself, or you
Yes.
never know if something happens, so you can have that somewhere that you can pick up or hold. It's nothing like holding on to a picture though. I feel like I that's just such a an
It's
intimate
it.
idea.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. And
connection.
to those persons who don't like to take pictures, I say this to you. It is imperative that you change that mindset because you never know, for real. You never know what it's like when somebody's gone and you don't have those memories. You
Or
totally beat
what you
yourself.
could put on your funeral book. Like people don't even understand that. I always tell people like, so you ever notice the ones you could always tell people don't like to take pictures of people don't have pictures of them. They have the picture from when they was in their early 20s or childhood. And I'm thinking to myself, baby, you do not look like that now. And I get it. The reason
Wow.
the reason is because they
Wow.
don't take pictures. People don't understand. So at and I know my family's getting annoyed at me sometimes with this, but every time we do something together, I take a picture, and they probably think it's just because I want to post it. And half the time, I don't even post the pictures
Just
because
happen.
I'm like, yeah. But now it's a habit because I want to keep. Not only I want to be present at the event, I want to remember have that memory. So when we start looking back at things, like
Create
the other days, I
memories.
had a picture with my two nephews when they were probably like 4 and 5 when we went on a date. And the other day we went on a date again. And now they are 12 and
Towering
13 and
over
they
you.
towered over me. And I did the picture side by side. And they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They were so excited to see
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And I think about moments like that. And so we have to just be more intentional about what we're doing. Oh, they can't afford it. Pictures are expensive to print, but if you use y'all ship everything else. You can electronically print pictures cheap on Google. That's how I printed my pictures the other day. Y'all go away all the time. Go to Walgreens. Pictures now are like a
Yep.
couple
Two
cents to
cents.
print.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because
Yep.
people aren't printing them. So there's no excuse. You can digitally upload everything and print them out. I even got one the other day when my niece had a competition. I printed out like a canvas and it came with a stand. So it automatically printed out.
Nice.
And she's a star. You can't tell her nothing.
That's right. That's right. The pressure, yeah, the pressure is there, but there are ways and means around the heavy spending during this time. I just want you to touch real quick and just remind folks, that saying no is okay. And when I say that, meaning no, really, because I'm thinking
Yes,
of when you said it earlier, I'm thinking of several families and people who need not go to their family gatherings because one, either the family really don't even like you, right? You know what I mean? Two,
absolutely.
they're just going to talk about you. And three, you're just not welcome. Why go just because you name family?
Because people still have this idea that family is people you're blood related to. There's
So
family and then there's relatives, right?
you
Um,
relate.
you right. The only thing we know is somehow we have some relation, but
Yeah.
y'all ain't my family, and we have to really get honest with that. At a point in your life, you have to decide if sitting to a table or sitting across from people you don't like is worth your mental health. That's the way I'm going to say it.
Nice.
At some point, you have to decide if choosing yourself is more important than choosing the image of what that looks like for the rest of the world. We need to get to a place in especially at a time like a holiday season, to decide, is it worth the money I can spend in therapy to go around these people? Okay, because some of you are putting yourselves in very dangerous situations, and we only think of danger as somebody coming towards us
Yeah.
doing something
Physical
violent.
harm. Yeah.
But danger, a lot of times we put ourselves in danger emotionally and then want to sometimes pretend to be the victim. But I'm asking you, especially during a season like this, choose intentionally choose who you want to be around and decide why you want to be around them. That may mean not choosing to go around your parents, not choosing to go around your grandparents, not choosing to go around that aunt or uncle who have nothing nice to say. Deciding how you're going to spend time with people you do want to be around, who are your what I call family. Because I
Yeah.
think family is better because I have friends and family together who have
Yes.
become family, and
Yes.
be celebrated. Again, you don't just want to be around people just because people tell you you're related to them. You want to
Yes.
be there because people have a space for you. And also, we have to keep in mind that the holiday season is not always an easy time for everybody. I would suggest that think about that friend you have who may not have any family around, but you can invite them to your space because they have been more family to you
Then
than
your
those
family.
people you're blood related to. Invite them over, even if that is to share a cup of hot cocoa, or the fact that y'all can sit down and laugh at that hard fruitcake you get from the office party.
Right.
Whatever you decide to do this holiday season, just know that you should do it with intention. And the answer for anything, if you don't use the word no, say, oh, let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
That's a no.
Oh, I have to look and see.
That's a no.
Um, oh, I think I have something scheduled, but let me check, right? Because some people aren't comfortable with the two-letter word. They feel like
No.
it's too strong or too
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So fine, those are other phrases you can use.
But no.
And do not answer right away, especially if you're a people pleaser. Get in the habit of saying, hey, let me look at something and I'll get back to you, or let me check, because that gets you in a way of getting closer to being more comfortable with saying no, because
That-
not everyone's comfortable saying no, even though some of y'all, that should really be your first language.
Oh, Dr. E, listen to me. Always a pleasure. I had a great time with you as always. Let them know where to find you in the new year because I know you're about to close shop.
Exactly, because one of the things in this holiday season is you should take some time for yourself, not just for those people around you. Take some time for yourself. If that's an hour of meditation or a day where you decide you want to be in your pajamas the whole day
Okay.
and you can smell your own funk, then do that. Okay? That I can't, I still smell good, so don't worry about it. But if you want to reach out, feel free to send us a message or an email, or go to the website www.rpc-ltd.com. Again, rpc-ltd.com. Or in the new year, give us a call because we will be closing over the next few days. And so give us a call at 425-0718. Again, it's 425-0718. And just remember that you are a part of your own life. So show up for yourself.
Amen. That deserves a t-shirt. Thank you so much. Folks, y'all know what to do. We're going to get into it at the top of the hour. You know, it's your Drive at 5, the Wednesday edition, right here on the Star.
Another way to save on your grocery bill? Then look no more.
Girl,
I
you
hope you have a great holiday season. I hope you get some rest this holiday season,
I'm
and
really
tell these
sorry.
people stop messaging you for free stuff.
It,
I,
the show postponed, thank God. But did you see? I posted it on my status, but I'll tell you real quick. Let me just read it to you rather than tell you, sweetie. You know, better yet, you know what I'm gonna do?
uh,
I'm gonna send it to you. I want to see your expression. Hold on.
okay, okay.
Forward to Doc. Check that out.
Oh, oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
they ain't start already. They
How you
ain't start.
mean? How you
They
mean?
st- no, ain't no way. Ain't no
Girl, you
way.
better stop. Them tickets are they going on sale on Monday, so you could stay right there. So for all y'all that want to know what we're talking about, real grown folks thing. We're talking about Brian McKnight and Karen White, Miss Superwoman. At the amphitheater. February. Love yourself or love who with you. Back to love. It's gonna be crazy. Big up Alpha. You know, promoters that y'all have known and trusted. This one will deliver. This one is going to deliver. This one is happening for Valentine's.
Full love. So I would say this, but in 2024, y'all leave Empress alone and asking her for free stuff, okay?
Please, for the love of Christ, man.
If anything, what you know what I thought about when I heard that the thing was off this weekend? I hope all those people who asked you for something free then decided, you know what, let me get her something because she's now not going to be paid for that gig and that money was accounted for in her
They don't
budget
think
for
like that.
2023.
Where you from?
Let me go ahead and make sure, go sell
No.
up. Hey, I paid
No.
for your lunch somewhere
No. Then Trevor puts this one out today, so you know the people don't start. Empress, I know you get the hookup for hook up your ma. I don't have it.
Take it.
I don't have it. It's not my show. I have nothing to do with the show more than share it on my status because I'm excited for real. I love
Music,
oh my god.
right.
I'm a fool for real music.
Oh, that should be really, really good. And
That's
you know
like-
what? Somebody, if you think about a Christmas gift, maybe you buy some tickets, and
Yeah.
that would be something you do for you and your person. Y'all go to the show, y'all get a little lovey-dovey.
Brian.
Exactly. What? That's gonna be a very good show. And I'm glad we're putting on grown folk stuff too. Because we need a little mix. And there's a lot of grown folks who don't really feel like they have places to go, and that should be a great thing for them to show up to.
Listen, for the tickets to be going on sale on Monday, listen to me. I promise you by Christmas, half of the amphitheater will be sold.
Oh,
because
that should be good.
People gonna want to make sure they secure their seat. This is very limited. You know?
And I think something like that probably should be very limited because
you want it to be
you want to have a small nice. Intimate experience where you could really like, you know what? All right, I think I need a boo. Who buy me some? You know what? I like tanks too.
All right.
So
people would, that's another thing we need to discuss at some point. When you see strong women, people have this misconception and this misconstrued idea that you don't need nothing. Like,
well, I need plenty of things. I have a list. You don't even have to think about it. You know what? I come with
a list
instructions, so I can tell you all the things. You don't gotta hurt your head. I can make it so easy for you. I want to help you out. I want to relieve some of that burden. So you don't have to think about. Exactly. Because us strong women need love. You know why they consider us so strong? Because we can do all the things for ourselves. And so sometimes men don't understand how they can aid in that. But let me just tell you, one of the things most strong women want is to turn off our brains. So if you could come and alleviate some of my thinking, the fact that, maybe there's something around the house that needs to be done, or I didn't get to call somebody for something, or my car needs to be washed, or you could come rub my feet if you don't got no money. Like, there are things
that's real. That's real.
That look, every strong woman wants to
listen
turn
this
off
class.
her brain.
Can we see the list?
Didn't you have a wife? Or you want the list for your wife? But all strong women want, you know what?
Yeah, you got to bring the wife home for that
You
show.
should bring your wife home, and let me tell you, you can get lucky. You can get lucky. Write the letter too, and write the letter saying, "I'm taking you somewhere.
Back
Be
to
ready.
the Bahamas,
Be ready." That your wife is going to be so excited about that. And so, the list. Like anytime a strong woman can turn off her brain, let me tell you,
that's sexy. That's sexy.
Look, there is this guy. I'll end by saying that there's this guy on Instagram, and this is how you know you're getting older. He was cleaning his house, and that's his thing that he does. I've never been so turned on in my life. I don't even think you're really my type. And the women in the comments were saying the same thing. The man was wiping the baseboards when he was cleaning.
Yes, sexy.
It was one of those things. It was like, oh boy, I see why Mr. Clean people like him now. It was all of a sudden, and the comments from the women. It was just women in the comments. This man
Yes.
was cleaning. He wasn't doing nothing
Nothing,
special.
nothing, nothing
He
special.
he cleaned the stove. Let me tell you, he took off the stove knobs when he was cleaning. That's when you know he's serious about
Yeah,
cleaning.
yeah. He's
He
a
vacuuming. He using some fresh scents when he vacuuming. I think he put like eucalyptus oil
girl.
and
You better stop.
I never seen nothing so sexy. You want to help a strong woman out? Do
Oh,
something like that
you
because you
are
took something
hilarious.
off her list. Take
Yes.
something off of her list. If you do something like that, she'll be ever more grateful. And it's the smallest little things. Okay?
Listen,
Look,
listen.
keep telling your son to do that because that woman will be so
Yes,
lucky. Teach him
yes.
how to cook. Teach him how to clean. It's those little things that
Listen to
just
me.
alleviate the pressure
You
from a
you
woman.
know how sexy it is that you when you drive out and you know you're supposed to put on your list during your to-do list to stop to the gas station to fill your car and you just ain't do it and you come back and the next time you go in your car that on
And on
F it passed F.
you know
Woo!
what F means? Fling
Girl,
open. Fling
sing.
open. Fling open. That's what F stands for. F stands for fling open.
Girl, if you don't
It's
get off my life. Oh
anyway. I hope
no,
you have a
but for
great
real.
holiday season, but
That's
people need to
sexy.
understand that. My one of my aunts, her husbands do that. Like every week,
Yes.
he would take her car and fill it up.
Hey,
And when she told me
I
that,
can tell you.
mm, I
That's
said,
what's up.
ain't nothing sexier than that. Like, or the
And
fact that you,
when I jump in the car and I say, oh shit, I forget I was and I look and that F light just flashing in my iris. I'm
and
like,
then this was
oh.
what I need you to do. I need you to send a text, say, I can't wait to see you later. That's what you're supposed to
After I
do
get
right
my
there.
gas fully.
You're supposed to say, I can't wait to
You're
see you
trying to
later.
gas them up, girl. Get off this line.
Bye, I'll see you.
Oh
Have a
man.
great holiday
Oh,
season.
you too, my darling. Looking forward to the new year with you. Oh
Yes,
man.
bye.
Bye.